Hello.
We can
Okay.
hear you.
Yes, very good. So today I'm talking about the smart and sustainable cities from the perspective of urban design and urban planning. All of us know that the world is changing now, and we have a lot of technologies, and we have a trend of technologies and communications around us. So this connectivity make the global are very connected. There is a growth in the Internet of Things all over the world. And actually, there is a great use in data and mobile networks and all of this. So now we are talking about that everything is connected, and devices are connected together, people are connected, and also cities are connected. So there is a new trend that called smart sustainable cities. Not only smart cities, we are talking about the smart sustainable cities. It's new trend that began to appear through the International Telecommunication Union. So the ITU consists of 193 member states. And actually, it's a new and specialized agency for ICT. So they each, in a couple of years, they put some regulations and some guidance for technology and smart cities and all of this. The ITU Group 20, SG20, established that Internet of Things and its application, including smart cities and communities. They talked about that they worked in different areas regarding the digitalization of communities using Internet of Things and all of this. But recently they added a new term, which is sustainable smart cities. So we are not talking about only smart cities, we are talking about smart cities. And as you all know, that Internet of Things is a global infrastructure for the information society, enabling advanced services by connecting physical and virtual things based on existing and evolving and through ICTs. So the trend of connectivity now is beginning all over the world. So how IoT works, as you know, it's that you are connecting physical world with the information world, device, with gateway, with physical thing, with virtual thing, with communication, mapping, all of this are connecting together. And in what can IoT do with physical planning or urban planning? Actually, it's changed our world very much. We are not talking about now normal physical planning or normal cities. We are talking about having smart cities that connect everything together. So if we just remind ourselves what is a smart city, smart cities and ecosystem offers a variety of services to citizens, ensure information exchange between subsystems, enable analysis information, creation of statistics for optimizing resources utilization. But as you know, city is a holistic system. And actually, if we are talking about cities, we can see it from economic perspective, we can see it from sustainable perspective and different perspectives. But actually, we are talking here about the sustainable smart city. How can we emerge the eco design inside the smart city design? Why we are talking about this? As you know, that cities account for about 2/3 of global energy demand. Cities produced up to 70% of global greenhouse gas emissions. It's an essential estimated that 80% of global GDP is generated in cities. Buildings account for roughly 40% of the world's energy use. Building produce 1/5 of the world's CO2 emissions. So it's not about having smart city only. We should think about having smart, sustainable city to make sure that we are not damaging our environment as well. So we are now talking about how can we implement the idea of sustainable smart city and moving from design to implementation. So as we did that, there is a role of the data and ICT in developing the smart cities, but we should use the smart infrastructure in another way to have better decisions, to have intelligent infrastructure, to enhance the green and sustainability design, to encourage people for low carbon businesses, green business and green entrepreneurship, social inclusiveness, and citizens engagement. So the IoT application can help us in having smart, sustainable cities and citizens. And actually, it's an emerging platform and business that we can have green jobs, and we can invest more in green buildings and all of these technologies. So to know more about the smart sustainable city, we are talking about that we need to standardization, monitoring, accounting, and rethinking and transforming. So in the International Telecommunication Union, ITU, and Smart Sustainable Cities Focus Group on Smart Sustainable Cities, they agreed on a definition on the smart sustainable city. And they already published some report and KPI that approved the concept of the smart sustainable city and how can we implement this. So to build smart sustainable cities, IoT enables services and infrastructure to improve and manage power resources and urban planning. So how can we internationally agree on one definition? So the agreed definition on a smart sustainable city is an innovative city that uses information and communication technologies, ICTs, and other means to improve quality of life, efficiency of urban population and services, and competitiveness, while ensuring that it meets the need of present and future generation with respect to economic, social, and environmental aspects. The source is ITU, the Focus Group on Smart Sustainable Cities. So Smart Sustainable Cities is not only talking about using ICT technology to facilitate and increase the quality of life of people. We are talking about saving the current generation, the resources for not only the current generation, but also for the coming generation as well. And to build smart sustainable city, it should start with 5 steps. We have different approaches to implement building smart sustainable cities. The framework on CSCC applied through 5 steps. The first step is setting bases. Second step, developing smart infrastructure and integrated platform. Third step, in identifying and developing smart city services. Fourth step, defining KPI standards and monitoring. Fifth step, ensuring accountability and responsibility. So as I mentioned in the beginning, so we need to know the aim that we want to achieve the smart sustainable city, but to make it we should go through 5 steps. The first step is setting the basis. We should agree on the definition of smart sustainable city among practitioners, among urban planners, ICT specialists. So we should have a basis of what we are going to achieve, what we are going to have. So this number 1 step is setting the basis. Number 2 is developing smart infrastructure and integrated platform, which means that we should integrate the ICT in cities. And this can be done in the infrastructure and also in the different applications in the city. We can have it from for the existing cities or also for new cities as well. Step number 3, we should identify and develop smart city services, and this can be done through operation and through the different applications that we can do. And then we are talking about you can KPI. How can KPI and responsibility? So we should make sure that people effectively engaged This can be done through the engagement from policymakers, citizens, and all of the different participants. What I want to mention here, that smart sustainable city, if you are going to implement it, we need to pave the way to smart sustainable city. We need to have a vision. Each city should work to have an engagement through the key stakeholders meeting, enable culture, innovation, collaboration, leading with vision, and foster the design and implementation of the smart sustainable city as well. Of course, we need to have a working group to work together to implement the roadmap of the smart sustainable city, also to improve the infrastructure, and also to have a policy and positioning meetings with people, and also to check the KPIs and the gaps and the matrices as well. This is the first approach to have the smart sustainable cities through 5 steps. We have another approach that we can implement smart sustainable cities through 6-step transition cycle. As we see, we start by setting the vision, identify targets, political commitment from the high-level management, build your smart sustainable city, measure success, and then ensure accountability. So in the setting the vision, you should set the vision of your city. You should put it not only through the high managerial, but through the different stakeholders. And then you should identify the targets. So you should develop of an appropriate SSC infrastructure, development of SSC services by integrating ICT into existing urban services. Also the political commitment, achievement of consensus and support for the implementation of SSC vision and targets. 4, build your SSC, establishment of visible master plan for the SSC transition, ensure good operation and maintenance, measure success, number 5, which is through monitor evaluation and assessment of the implementation of the master plan, use the different KPI as a baseline. And finally, ensure accountability, and this can be happened through the analysis and reporting of the progress achieved, identification and preparation of future plans. So all of this can be happen without building a real trust with community. There should be openness, sociability. We should ensure the privacy of data, the data protection, the security, reliability, culture and age adaptation, flexibility, resilience. And we shouldn't leave anyone behind. All people should be work together, meet together to really build this trust with the community. We should measure the success through the different KPIs. We have different examples of many cities that try to implement the smart and sustainable city approach, and they have their own KPI. The key theme of the smart sustainable city that we should have integration between the ICT, the people, citizen society, the environmental sustainability, the governance, the economy and finance, mobility, quality of life, and infrastructure and services. All of this should have a KPI that measures their success and their achievement. In the smart sustainable city, the ICT according to the ICT environment for cities UN Habitat 2015, we should make the balance between the resource and capacity, transparent governance, and infrastructure and platform as well to achieve this sustainable smart city as well. If we are going and if we will move through these 6 steps, we will be able really to implement the smart sustainable city, and which will start by the setting the vision, identify the goals, achieve political cohesion, build the SSC, and then measure the city progress and KPIs, and then ensure accountability and responsibility. Thank you, and I'm open for any question, if any. Thank you.
So having said a wonderful presentation that we have set, I just want you to come down a little bit, put yourself in my shoes, whereby you are leading the people who are of different educational background. How best can you assist? Secondly, us into mining, we are into different types of mining. whereby some they need a geologist, they need machinery, the minerals are deep down, and we know that there is that technology that can show them where the minerals are. How best can we work together to identify some of the problems and close the gaps? And some of us, we are having the problems of not having the machinery, but having all the requirements that is needed. We are using pick and shovel. And probably after mining what we have mining, we don't even know how to pack our goods and whatever. We're relying on governments, people to come and do things for us. Packing, they call it packing more, especially those who are doing gold. And how best can you assist us as an associations in different countries of the continent of or SADC? Thank you.
Okay, thank you a lot for your comments. Actually, I am from this age as well. I'm not very young. I remember my childhood. We had the computer by phone. I have it when I was in the university. So we were born in this era as well. But my kids are now, they are born in another era. They are born knowing everything. They have the tablets, they have everything around them, the internet. So what we are giving an advice, I know that I'm from the Africa continent as well. So I have this, we have some rural areas where we don't have internet, and if they have internet, it's not stable. Even I'm living in one of the best area in Cairo, but my internet is going in and out all of the day. So yes, we have a lot of problems and we have a lot of challenges to implement the idea of smart city. But what I'm here trying to say that the world or the technology make the whole globe, it's like a small village. We know what's happening in the other continent, just like this. It's we are advocate that if we are using the technology, let us use it to achieve sustainability as well. So what about using, for example, today we're having this conference totally through the internet. So I believe this type of conference are saving a lot of energy because you will not have to pay for a ticket. You will not take a flight to another country. You will not spend time in a hotel. So actually, all of this play a role in saving the energy and promoting sustainability as well. So this is from the idea of why we are talking about sustainability. And if we are talking about the marginalized people or people that are not connected to the internet, my advice that the government and the NGOs and the people should merge them. My fathers and parents, for example, they in the beginning, they resist to have the smartphones and all of this. But then by the time they had to use it, that's what I mean, that we need to make some trainings, not to leave them marginalized, not to merge them with the community. It's our role to make all people work together and to know the technology and to work together. Because actually, for example, in Egypt, now you can't get your salary through the cashier. You should take it all from the bank, through your card. So this is digitalization in the economy forced elderly people and non-educated people in Egypt to use their card. I know that some of them already struggled in the beginning, but now they can use the card now to buy their goods and to get salaries and all of this. So if we have some struggling in the beginning, I believe that by time it can go smoothly, but we need to educate people, we need to give them a lot of support. I hope this answered your question. And I'm happy to
yes, yes, it did. Yes, it did. It did answer it, even though probably, sometimes
yes,
I always prefer us to be on and on and on, like maybe physically it will help, because we can even chat over a cup of tea or late. So this one, it will restrict us, but at least it has given us much knowledge. So one of the challenges that I see my ladies having is the finance. I will go back to finance, because with finance you cannot do anything. Is the finance and the challenges of machineries that are set to extract the minerals, to add value to whatever they are mining. You know, if they have machineries of the mining, cutting, polishing,
Yes.
drilling the boreholes for the bits, adding value to whatever they're doing. And again, probably diversifying from doing the jewelry and doing the facial scrub with some other things like amethyst. I've seen some other countries that are doing the facial scrub with the minerals that I've seen. I was so fascinated. So
Yeah.
I just want my ladies to be open up and free. I'm happy that the founder of the African Women Mining Association, she's online, Melody Kweba. I'm so excited. I've seen her that she's online. And one of my strong ladies, Blessing from Bulawayo, I think she's also online. And I would like you to feel free to connect and to ask questions. If you want to be presented in South Africa, please feel free to do it. But having said that, your presentation was absolutely packed, and I'm very pleased. Thank you so much. Let me give others chance to ask.
Thank you a lot.
I am currently writing and designing collaboration with Emmanuel smart, sustainable, self-sufficient green villages, combining examination of what is given in the soil, minerals, bacteria, balance the pH and so forth, to deliver a makeover process, soil enriching, and also for human and animals nutrition, including superfood agriculture and the production of superconductors from vegetation, all carbon negative for zero waste as well. And we also intend to support local culture and art for eco-friendly, virtual and present to ecotourism. So I really feel like there's a lot of parallels there, and it would be wonderful to have your ideas, because it's like the balance of cities, as you're saying, 70%, it's just like balance of city and the green villages should be perhaps something that we can think together to deliver a more balanced society, and also leave space for the environment to be able to, the species that are endangered to be able to have their space to grow and to thrive as well. Would you be willing to collaborate? That's such a wonderful perspective you bring to us.
Yes, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have this discussion with you anytime. Yes, villages or cities are having the same approach. If we are talking about smart, sustainable village as well, because actually we have our food from the villages, and actually talking about urban agriculture and how we are transforming our cities towards having food as well. So we are thinking of applying this approach as well. So it will be a pleasure to have this discussion with you and have further meetings or something. It will be really good, because we need this in our continent and our cities in Africa as well, because we witnessed those days a very climate change in the temperature. For example, in Cairo, it was one of the hottest July that from 40 years ago we didn't have similar are facing the climate change now. So we need really to work together and think how we can implement all those ideas for villages or even for cities. We are open for all of this.
Wonderful, thank you.
So,
Emmanuel has my
email has my email, and we can contact each other in the future.